The Mad Dog's House of Payne, the only nationally licensed pro wrestling school in the state of Alabama. Mad Dog Dan Sawyer, trained by the Junkyard Dog, will be your trainer. You want to be a professional wrestling superstar? Learn from GCW's own Mad Dog's House of Payne. With over 22 years experience, learn from the Mad Dog's House of Payne. 205-567-6482. Start your career today. Call 205-567-6482.
Greetings, good evening, and how you doing? On this beautiful May Day, and some people are actually screaming, Mayday, Mayday! 17th day of May, all the way across the Southeast. In a multiple location station from Global Championship Wrestling, welcome to GCW Radio, live from Studio 1. Fast Eddie Layne, live from the House of Payne, the man himself, Mad Dog Dan Sawyer. What's up, Brother Daniel?
I'm enjoying looking at these championship belts. World Tag Team Champions, and then the GCW Tag Team Champions, and it's just a good feeling to have some gold wrapped around the Mad Dog's waist again. And my tag team partner, Leon the Bull Stresser.
And do
the
not
other half of Mad Justice, yes.
And do not forget the proud possessors of the 2016 JYD Memorial Tag Team Tournament Trophy.
That is true. So, actually, you know, we got a lot of great things coming on. I know we got a lot of great topics to talk about tonight. We got the show coming up this Saturday night in Rockford, Alabama. We'll get onto that one probably first, but, you know, in less than 2 weeks, Global Warfare. I think it's number 7. I'm not for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's number 7. And lucky old number 7 is not going to work out too good for the sisterhood, or excuse me, the brotherhood, Maniac O'Malley and Joshua O'Hagan and Howard C. Cross. Just never can be too much, you know. And I know you enjoyed that scene with him trying to use the commemorative megaphone of Wayne Hot Eye Shell that we had created, and he's going to yell at us, and then Bull gave him a little hard candy right there, and those batteries fell out. That was awesome. Very Three Stooges. I mean, that was, you know, that was not meant to be by anyone, but, you know, I'm just glad we weren't in Puerto Rico because they were throwing those batteries at us if they didn't like us, but they'd probably thrown them at the Brotherhood, not us.
If I may, first off, let me go ahead. Before we go any further, I want to say thank you to everybody listening in through ProWrestlingRadio.net as well as BeyondRingside.com and the Beyond Ringside Radio app. Ustream and all the different methodologies that are out there. You make the reference to a commemorative for Hot Ice Wayne Shell, good friend of the family who just recently left us. I want to bring up another memento, so to speak, or commemorative item that was put out at ringside on the ring itself in a specific corner that was decimated by a person. And I want to address, and this is something you and I have not really spoken about that much, but I want to address it a little bit more in depth and publicly because you were instrumental in the meetings. I was there and I offered my input and my opinion on it, but you were instrumental in the final decision from the board about the suspension of Francisco Chiazzo, the King of the Southeast, from the Circle of Disrespect and the Foundation of Professional Wrestling. And with him completely and totally disrespecting the sign that was created in memory of Wayne, not to mention, let's go and put the world in proper perspective. That meant a lot to us for that sign to be there. And when Francisco pretty much decimated, that kind of ticked off some people. But what made us even more so mad was his antics after the bell when he had lost the match to the Grand Design Clyde Braddock. Dan?
I mean, look, I'm not going to pick apart a man for hitting an official because I've done that once or twice in 26 years.
Yeah, 1 or 2.
I'm not going to knock on a man for using a chain because I've been known to do that. But when you ripped up that sign, Now, he says he didn't know that it was whatever. You can only play ignorant for so long. And I'm not insulting you when I say that. You say you weren't in the know, you didn't know. On a sensitive night such as that, you shouldn't even touch anything with the guy's name on it. I mean, we're going to forever have the VIP black chair sitting there for him forever as a memory thing, but you crossed the line. And, I mean, that is just all out, straight shoot. That pissed me off as a person. It wasn't a performer for Global Championship Wrestling. That was really insulting to me. And, he said he did not mean to. And, it's suspended, dude, 60 days. And he was trying to rally people, earlier, right after the show and say that can't this business be like it used to. Well, when you cross that line and you tore up that sign, I had a lot of people like saying things to me, trying to take up for him and whatever. And I was like, they didn't even know about the sign. So I was like, these people aren't even real fans. They don't come to the show. They just want to get on the bandwagon and raise hell and run rabbits on a keyboard.
Facebook warriors, yes.
Yeah. But with the moment, let me tell you, the moment that I private messaged those folks and said, look, this is what he did. This ain't just part of the show, and he's in trouble. Okay? Everybody took the high road. Like, okay, sorry, we had no idea. Well, that's because you jumped to conclusions. And you can't do that in this business. And you can't assume, as we all know, because we know what that does to you and me.
Well, let me also jump on this, because we've had this discussion because of indiscretions that you've had in the past. And you make the reference to the chain. You make the reference to shoving an official. He's been suspended before for 30 days for assault on an official during and after a match. So he's when he was on GCW Radio recently, he came through and point blank. Actually, on Back to Basics. My apologies, but in this particular circumstance, we handled GCW business on Back to Basics, which I've done before. And he made a point of reference. He had no problem with the suspension for shoving the referee, for attacking the referee, because it's happened to him before. He's fine with it. He'll be back from that. The part that I took umbrage with wasn't necessarily the utilization of a chain. I've watched you use a chain before. I've watched Ivan Koloff use a chain before. I've watched Maddog Buzz Sawyer use a chain before back in the day. Ivan back in the day as well. But what took me to a different point where I had to weigh in was the fact that the match was over. It's not the fact that he used the chain to win the match, because he didn't. He used the chain to try to end the career of Clyde Braddock. He used it to put the man out. He used it to put the man to a point where he would be in danger of not being able to earn a living for him and his family and pay his bills for an extended period of time. Look, I'm all about the 1, 2, 3. I'm all about senseless violence. Trust me. I mean, even though I didn't come from the ghetto streets of Trussville, Alabama, like Mike Posey, but that's a different story. But for me, it was a simple case. He went too far.
I agree. The ripping of the sign was just too much. I mean, people say, it's just poster paper and, markers. No, it's a lot more than that. And if you knew the situation and you knew that a fan of ours and a friend of ours of 12 years, you'd only missed 2 shows, been there 12 years every month, except for September, the last 2 or 3 years. But Layne only missed 2 shows ever. So, amazing fan of all of pro wrestling in Alabama, not just Global Championship Wrestling, and we appreciated him and his family. They're still coming, on the 28th, and that's a great thing. And we're glad that we're keeping his memory alive and all that. And he's going to be missed, but we will never forget him, just like you said there in that deal. Well, let's talk about something positive. We don't want to, mess, to spoil the bushel of fruit with one rotten apple.
Well, like I said, I wanted to go a little bit more in depth on the suspension.
To go into it, but before you know it, we're turning into a Debbie Downer, and we're talking about him and his kingness.
Oh, you know what's going to get me in a good mood? You know what's going to get me in a real good mood? Global War shows up. Huh?
When Wicked shows up?
I'm waiting for him to call if he dares. Dares hell.
Yeah, we spoke earlier today. He's going to be around.
But for me, the short version is, I'm going to lay this one out there. There is a circumstance in play where on May 28th, one of my favorite things in the whole wide world of professional wrestling makes a return to Global Championship Wrestling. And that is that I don't know how many feet high steel cage. That's something that puts a smile on my face because, like I said, I'm a huge fan of senseless violence. I'm a fan of brutality. I'm a fan of ringing the bell and letting everybody just cut loose, let it rip, and say, hell yeah, let's ride. And may the best team win. And in this circumstance, it is Mad Justice, you and Stresser, taking on the Brotherhood, O'Hagan, O'Malley, with Howard C. Cross outside the cage. He can't.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and I would love for him to come on in. If he wants to have himself in there, I just happen to know somebody that would be glad to watch our back.
Oh, trust me, I've had a conversation. I know somebody who would love to watch your back too.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the bat phone.
Yep. And that's the other bat cave.
That's all right. It's going to be good. Before we dance off into that 16-foot four-sided steel cage, and, we've been doing it for 7 years, but you're doing something right when other companies try to jump on the bandwagon. And I'm not talking Peach State, because they've been doing the cage War Games deal for many years, too. And, I respect Shane Knowles and that whole deal, Rick Michaels, all the boys over there in Georgia, working hard, working together. Wrestling promotions working together. What? Exactly.
Yeah.
We're hand in hand, and we got a big meeting coming up, and looking forward to it. We share the same fans. West Georgia, comes over here. We got folks from Alabama that go there.
Yep.
Good times. If you work together and you respect each other and you try to watch out for not stepping on dates and whatever, all that does is just help the promoter. It doesn't help the boys. They're missing out. They're missing out that other booking they could have had. And I'm respectful of the people. If you had them booked first, you had them booked first. So good for that. But this Saturday night, now it's been kind of quiet. The 21st, we're going to Rockford Event Center in Rockford, Alabama. And there's a very beautiful, nice lady by the name of Michelle McCain-Hunter. Now, she is a cancer survivor. I'm not trying to be negative on something, but she's had a ton of bills, and just a few months ago, her husband was in the backyard, passed away in his 40s, and then someone hit her car and totaled it. This woman, not that we've all not had some stretches of bad luck, but this is a good, God-fearing Christian woman who has children and is a hard-working woman, and she needs some help. Bullet Bob Armstrong, commissioner of Global Championship Wrestling, reached out to me 2 months ago. Said, someone he knew there from Rockford. It was a hotbed of Continental and Southeastern back many years ago in the 80s. And he says, somebody knows somebody who knows somebody, and they've reached out. And I said, okay, what can I do to help? And we did a show last month, very successful show, had about 148 people, I think. This time, the chief of police has decided he wants to do all he can to help. So there was words exchanged between Veronica Fairchild, of all people. Not that she's wouldn't be mean to someone at some time or another, but there was words exchanged, and she tells the chief of police, why don't you just get in the ring? I can body slam you. And he says, no, y'all do. I do my thing. I'm a policeman during the day and whatever. And she called him chicken or whatever and tried to belittle him. Well, he stepped up and took the challenge. And he says that he's going to let Veronica Fairchild try to slam it. Now, I know, just as much as I know that you're wearing your glasses, and I just took my shoes off, that O'Hagan has got something up his sleeve. You know he does. He's very strategic in everything he does.
Right.
They've got something up their sleeve. And, the man is the law down there. But he signed a waiver and an insurance thing to get in and allow Veronica to try to slam him. And this is in Rockford, Alabama. Don't want to get anyone confused. That's this Saturday night, and tickets are $10, and it's going to be a good time, and we'll see what happens. But also on the card, we got Leon the Bull Stresser taking on J.P. McGregor, formerly known as Jesse Payne. Cowboy Jack Gunn's going to be taking on the San Monique Mystical Voodoo Master Mudbone. And Dylan Cook will be there taking on Wild Thing Will Owens. And Chris the Hype Henry's on the show, so can't think of his opponent right now. But this became a GCW show this week. The talent was all GCW anyway, but the gentleman that was helping put this thing together said he was going to have to postpone it. I said, no. Posters have been out. Radio's been bought. Autograph sessions are set up for Saturday. We can't tell this lady we can't do this. So it's on. It's a 7 o'clock start time, very special start time. And that was something the city wanted to do to get things organized. And we had a great concession stand, and there's a lot of people helping to make this thing happen. This is a charity event benefiting Miss Michelle Hunter. So tell your friends, you know somebody's a cancer survivor. Wear your bracelets, wear your T-shirts, and let's come out for Wrestling with a Cause this Saturday night in Rockford, Alabama. And, just stay on Facebook and all your social media outlets, and let's push that thing. But next Saturday night, hey, there's been a lot of hype going into this show. And a lot of people are excited. I'm excited. There's so much going on. But one of the things that is so exciting to me, besides being in a steel cage, is Veronica Fairchild, the current GCW Ladies Champion, challenging the NWA Ladies Champion, Amber O'Neal Gallows. Winner takes both belts. Wow.
That is actually a very historic chapter getting ready to come into play. Because
history will be made. Whoever wins that match will be the NWA Ladies Champion and the GCW Ladies Champion in the same evening.
Now, let me go ahead and clarify something for somebody. And this is for some people who've asked me this question over the last couple of weeks, ever since this match was finalized. Global Championship Wrestling is not an NWA member promotion.
Nope.
GCW is GCW. We are affiliated with ourselves. we operate under our own banner.
Right.
And for Amber O'Neal to have been given clearance by the front office of the National Wrestling Alliance out in Texas, which she went through proper channels.
Absolutely, she did.
And for them to sign off on this match, they have that much faith. Really, they have that much faith in their champion, in the Bullet Babe, Amber O'Neal Gallows. Sorry, kids. But no. So I will dispel that, because I've been getting hit with this for the last couple of weeks. Has GCW lined up with the NWA? No, we have not.
No.
I mean,
but the World Tag Team Champions, we have those belts from the deal over in Rampage.
Right.
We have those tag team belts too. So, people are like, you're part of it. No, we're not. But the belts are represented, and they're on the line. And before you can even use a picture of their champions, you have to have all the written channels. But everything, all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, We got two beautiful ladies. Go on right now to GCWPro.com. The newest episode is out there. Get to see these two ladies wrestle each other. What an intense match. I don't think we've had that much aggression. I've never seen those two wrestle each other, but they had history. They had history that went back to Memphis ladies wrestling. They had history from Florida. You know, there's bad blood in there. You know, we're in a cage, and there's four of us. But these ladies, they're coming to fight. And if you don't believe it, watch their match. You know, Howard C. Cross keeps butting in. You know, he's going to learn. You know, you're dealing with a bullet, babe. You know, Luke Gallows, who's been in our GCW ring many a times on multiple occasions. You know, she went to Japan and she wrestled. You know, and she represented him. You just don't get that much opportunity being a female wrestler from the United States to go over to New Japan and perform. But she did it. And now she's the NWA Ladies Champion. And she's a fighting champion.
Oh, yeah.
You can look online. She's in Texas the night before, you know, this weekend. You know, she's coming to Rockford to be a part of this charity event, but she's putting her belt on the line somewhere in Texas, Oklahoma or something, Texas, this Friday night.
Yep.
And, I'm impressed. I mean, she's always been super cool over the last 5 or 6 years I've known her, but she's ready, you know, and I'm very happy for Gallows and Anderson and AJ Styles. I mean, those guys have worked hard to get to where they are right now. So they got the big pay-per-view Sunday, Extreme Rules, I believe. Mm-hmm. Not that we have to plug them, but hey, you know, like I said the other day online, you know, there was a picture of the Uso brothers, and there was the picture of the club, as they call them. I call them the Good Brother Club is what I call them. But, you know, you got both Usos and Luke Gallows. I said 3 out of 4 of these guys, GC alumni. You know, the Usos were the Samoan Soldiers for 3 years in World Championship Wrestling, and were GCW Tag Team Champions. Gallows was with us 12 times over the years. Everyone always wants to remember the Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner match when he actually called out Amber when she was on the other side of the fence. Put her on a leash. That's all I can say. That's for the kids. Ed Guinness still popping. I can't believe you gave him a live mic. As Dabney Coleman said in Dragnet, Devin, you got balls to get church bells.
Nice. I haven't heard that line in forever.
Yep. And then as Terry Funk said in Roadhouse, big enough in a dump truck, yes. That's for our R-rated fans.
We have so many movie references that we can use right now. It's just, and you found some.
Thank God I never thought I don't hear that one anymore.
What, the Smokey and the Bandit one?
No, I thought you'd be bigger.
Okay.
No.
I thought you were about to break out you sounded taller on the radio.
Radio. The Germans ain't got nothing to do with it.
You knew one of us was going to get the Smokey and the Bandit reference in there somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
And actually,
every day.
I've got to bring this one into play because you made the reference to for Gallows and Anderson in particular, making it back to the E, and actually Anderson making it to Gallows making it back.
Yeah.
To the main roster product. And a lot of people, and I'm going to use this word that I've been using quite a bit lately in certain circles, for Gallows, that has got to be vindication of a great degree, because you, myself, not just because we're friends with him, not just because we're colleagues with him, you know, we've hung out with him, we broke bread with him, and, you know, not just because of all that, but we're speaking about it in a professional capacity. When he was let go, when he was a victim of one of the cuts back in that era, or in that year, we both sat back and said, why? He's been doing everything right.
He's the best big man with movement since Kane.
Yeah, you know? Exactly.
And I've got a funny for you, and she's probably going to kill me. But Amber had a funny story for me last time she was in. Now, we got the mixed tag this weekend in Rockford she's going to get her hands on Veronica, and I'll get my hands on Mr. O'Hagan, or Mr. Blur, as he used to call himself. Maybe Mr. Stain after this weekend. But she was on some radio. I bet she was at a show, and some guy comes up and goes, "How does it feel to be married to Festus?" And she goes, "I'm married to Luke Gallows." He goes, "No, ma'am. You married to Luke Gallows, but he was also Festus." "No, I don't. I know he was the freaking deacon, and he was the Cain imposter. But don't know anything about a Festus." So she pulls out her phone and calls him. Gallows and says, "Hey, this guy's here saying that I'm married to Festus." And then he goes, "Honey." Oh. Then it all came in order. But I don't think she was aware that he was Festus.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's funny.
Yeah, he looks so much different, though.
Yeah, very true.
You know what I mean? He's in amazing shape. Came back with some muscle mass on this run right here. And, you know, people say, "Oh, doesn't that feel great?" You know, how do you feel when you see guys that you work with make it to the TV? It makes me feel great.
Yeah.
Even when they get squashed on TV and they call them different names, I still appreciate that.
Yes.
And making reference to Corey Hollis. I mean, it's great now. Great to see that him and John Schuyler are on there, and Brian Kennedy, or whatever they call them. You know, bad thing is, if you're going to say some stuff like that and repackage somebody, give them a new name, maybe you should tell them not to wear the tights that say Schuyler. That's, you know, I mean, yeah, maybe I'm picking fly crap out of black pepper. I don't know, but that's just me. I mean, if they're so good about details, I mean, surely you noticed that across the man's butt. But hey, that's the World Wrestling Entertainment, the mecca of professional wrestling. That's on them. What we got going on this weekend and next weekend is Global Championship Wrestling. Back to the grassroots of wrestling, guys with real gear, guys that can work, guys with physiques. They may not all look the same. They may be bigger, smaller, and different cut, tattooed, non-tattooed, but they're athletes. They're licensed professional wrestlers. They're not everyone trying to pull off the Raven flock wearing blue jeans and fatigues and stuff from, you know, a yard sale. These guys all are professional. And not only do I make sure of that, you make sure of that, Bullet Bob makes sure of that. You know, that's the thing about the TV product being on YouTube. The Bullet watches it, you know. It's not like he has to wait for it to come on television in Pensacola, Florida. He checks it out online. And he was really been out of shape about the Frankie Piazza thing, because he always respected him. And he saw the footage, and it's going to be on TV and YouTube next week. So if you don't know what we're talking about, watch it, and then come May 28th, you're going to see what happened. And last I heard, Clyde Braddock was still having some numbness in his fingers, some pains in his neck, and Frankie, I don't know what he's doing. But Frankie has done this kind of go against the system everywhere he's going lately. Yeah. And, you know, he's, as my granddad used to say, he's becoming kind of a bad egg. My granddad used to always say good egg about some folks that were good, but Frankie's become, you know, not, you know, and like you said, it's all about winning. It's all about not wanting to lose and championships and all that kind of stuff. But he crossed the line when he tore up that sign. So enough negativity of that. Wow, so much has happened.
Exactly.
Spiral defeated last month, Pell City, Alabama. Eric Layne, the Dream Killer, third-generation wrestler. He told you on the week before the show he was coming in he was going to make a name for himself, and he was going to kill the dreams of Spiral, the Bosnian war child. And people didn't take him serious. You know, you say, oh, this guy's third-generation guy, just talking to the game, he's going to get in somebody's head. And lo and behold, why anyone would not think it was going to happen, the man who is the exception, whether he's a fan favorite or hated by the people, threw that fireball and burned Spiral's ankle. Of course, a couple times he went up on the ropes, and you're like, wow, Spiral just slipped, you know, is the rope slippery or whatever? And he had turned his ankle early in the match. And I know I had to tape him up after the show and offered to take him to the ER, but he refused. Went by and checked on him in the hotel, and he was icing it, and he's not in a good frame of mind. One, he just lost his belt that was the first heavyweight championship belt he had ever won. He won the 0-1 belt, U.S. title up somewhere up north at some point. But, you know, that's kind of a big deal. You know, I mean, I was shocked. I was really shocked. And I actually went over and was in the studio with TJ and Frankie and the guys, the film crew, and they were shocked. So now we have a new heavyweight champion, GCW heavyweight champion, Eric Wayne, son of the famous Nightmare Ken Wayne, grandson of Buddy Wayne, promoter from Memphis back in the day with Goulas and Jerry Jarrett, father of Jeff.
Right.
You know, there's just a lot of heritage running through that man's veins. I didn't realize that he was related to Fargo and Jerry Lawler.
Very much so.
I was on a Mississippi show with him, and someone was asking him stuff, and the guy was like a historian, because I mean he was coming out with some questions, and I'm sitting there at this Argos session going, wow, this dude is really putting in some time. It's not just one of those, well, I ran on Wikipedia, you know, it's none of that. I mean, he was like, so do you remember this, this, and this? And it's like, wow, Eric has been around, and now part of that Memphis lineage is here in Global Championship Wrestling, and will be in the ring in Pell City Saturday night, May 28th. Challenge is on. You were there for the vote. Michael Steele, a former Tennessee wrestling heavyweight champion, a big man, and can move, is challenging Eric Wayne. You know, and everybody's like, well, how did this guy get moved through the ranks and the whatnot? So AJ Steele said he quit. Francisco Chiazzo suspended. Spiral injured. Maddog's got a match. We're tagging with Mad Justice. You know, Leon the Bull Stresser. Our belts are on the line. It was Become the Cage, you know, last month. But you know, we got to give those guys a chance to try to win the belts that they think are theirs back. So here we are, and I don't know. I mean, can Michael Steele beat Eric Wayne? I don't know. Is he going to have to avoid the fireball? Yes. I mean, that is just part of it. That's like coming to watch a karaoke show, and you're not going to sing a song. That's not going to happen unless you're sick, but I guarantee you're going to muster something out, you know, a little foreigner, a little dirty white boy or something.
I've done that before.
Happen. Oh, I've heard it. It was great after the Journey concert. You and the fellow, y'all put the duo on that thing.
Yeah, Jeremy Bongo, actually. Tremendous young vocalist.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, Steele's got to look for that. He's going to have to use his strength. Eric Wayne's a, you know, put together guys in very good shape, but Steele's going to have to use his strength to make up the difference there.
It's going to be a very unique fight, and that is the easy way to say it. I hate to oversimplify, which for me is a rarity, actually. I mean, for me to oversimplify something, that takes an act of God, Congress, and the 82nd Airborne. Tell you what, folks, hang tight. We're going to go to the bottom of the hour break. Global Championship Wrestling's GCW Radio will continue right after this. Howdy, friends. This is the Magic City Motormouth, Fast Eddie Layne, with your invitation to join yours truly, along with Mark Mabo Bowman and the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com for all of upcoming show information, and of course, catch us on social media as well. Until then, we'll see you this Sunday, 6:30 Eastern, for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
Sunday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern here on BeyondRingside.com. Join us for the Midnight Black Mass. Myself, the Reverend Dan Wilson, brings you the dark gospel of professional wrestling, uncensored, unedited, uncut, and not for the faint of heart. You can find out more about us at youtube.com/pottyhumor or subscribe at Potty Humor on iTunes and Stitcher today.
The To Be Determined show live Wednesday nights, 9 Central Standard Time. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock, and the Magic City Motormouth, Fast Eddie Layne, as we take you to the edge of uncensored. Yes, we go uncensored, so make sure you have your earmuffs. Ask your parents, for those of you that are a little young, maybe under 18, but make sure if you have any heart conditions or any mental defects, please listen, because they may take effect right here live every Wednesday night, 9 Central Standard Time. Beyond Ringside Radio Network, BeyondRingside.com.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
The Maddog's House of Payne, the only nationally licensed pro wrestling school in the state of Alabama. Maddog Dan Sawyer, trained by the Junkyard Dog, will be your trainer. You want to be a professional wrestling superstar? Learn from GCW's own Maddog's House of Payne. With over 22 years experience, learn from the Maddog's House of Payne. 205-567-6482. Start your career today. Call 205-567-6482.
Let's do this thing. Back live. Global Championship Wrestling's GCW Radio. Fast Eddie Layne in Studio 1. Welcoming back in Mad Dog Dan Sawyer from the House of Payne. What's up, my brother?
You ever notice that the word live backwards is evil?
And if you ever notice, if you change the letters around in the name Elvis, it does spell lives.
I just thought that was funny, because you don't have to worry about it on GCW Radio, but it can get pretty evil sometimes.
And for the record, for everybody who is catching us on the replay, whether it be through iTunes or Podomatic, we thank you very much. Also, don't forget to check the media page at BeyondRingside.com. We've got links to previous episodes and interviews right here on GCW Radio, as well as the entire Beyond Ringside family of shows. Let's dive right back into it. Of course, we're making a reference to, we've talked a little bit about this coming Saturday night, Rockford, Alabama, at the Rockford Event Center. I am working on trying to get the address for that very quickly. Do you have it in front of you?
I do not. Is it on the poster?
No.
Okay. Different group did the poster this time. So, but yeah, I can get that for you. And,
okay.
We'll get that right. Also, this is kind of crazy, and I can wait till we get off the air. But on one of the GCW pages, there's GCW Pro Wrestling, then there's Global Championship Wrestling. An event page was set up, and the date was wrong.
Really?
And I put the correct date. Yeah. It said Rockford was next weekend, which, it's this coming weekend, the 21st, and then Pearl City is the 28th. So I don't know if you can go in there and fix that, administrator. That'd be great.
Go ahead and make me an admin on the event, and I'll go in and fix it.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Yeah, I mean.
All right. So where were we? Where we be?
Well, we've had a little discussion about the cage match coming up. We've also talked about the GCW Heavyweight Championship, Eric Wayne versus Michael Steele, and the backstory on that match, which of course is a very unique scenario because it's. Michael Steele has been on a great run, win, lose, or draw, and he has proven himself. I hate to use this phrase, but Michael Steele has proven his mettle.
Definitely.
And also coming back over to remind everybody, if you missed a little bit earlier, and if you're listening live, the Ladies Championship, Veronica Fairchild, who I'm going to sit back and say has made, I hate to use the word comeback, I really do, but considering the fact that she was gone for a couple of years, and you do have to call it a comeback, LL Cool J.
Yeah, she had a couple kids, and when she came back, she'd won like 10 ladies' championships throughout the country.
I know it. And here's the thing about it. Amber O'Neal is a card-carrying, bona fide, restaurant-quality, top-tier champion. Veronica Fairchild has proven herself to be a top-tier, restaurant-quality, grade A champion. I mean, you may have an issue with the way she won the title, but by the same token, remember, kids, it was a no disqualification match to begin with, and if you put somebody in a no DQ match and they don't understand the basic premise that anything goes and you're not going to be disqualified for it, you better read the fine print one more time, right, Dan?
You might as well get out of the ring. That's what you need to do. Don't worry about phonics working for kids. You better just try to hold on for the 8-second ride or longer. But, the ladies' championships on the line versus the NWA ladies' championship. We got the GCW heavyweight championship, Michael Steele challenging the Dream Killer, Eric Wayne. Got the main event in the steel cage, Mad Justice versus the Brotherhood. But a young man by the name of Big K, as he calls himself, he is really, really pushed on social media. His match with Mudbone. I mean, I've got to just tip of the hats. I mean, this young guy he came out of the House of Payne. He tagged up the Jack Gunn. He was in the JYD. He's like time makes watch, takes a lick and keeps on ticking. He's played football at Huffman High School. Really tough individual, and really, really is determined to make it as a professional wrestler. He's done some other shows up in GCW. He's gone up to Pro South, and he really is. Be careful. And the wise words of you and Wick, be careful what you ask for, because I know, without a shadow of a doubt, he has not harassed, but been very, very persistent. We'll say, I want a singles match. I want a singles match. I want a singles match. I don't want to just be in a battle royal. I don't want to just be in a tag match. I want to be in a singles match. And guess what, young man? Put your seatbelt on, because you're going on up against the man from San Monique, Mystical Mudbone. He ain't got to just worry about fire. We've seen him pull out a snake. We've seen him throw mystical powder. We've seen him use the cane with the metal skull on it. He's throwing bones on it. Just so much that this guy can do to you. And I'm telling you, he's been coming up and doing some extra training. As I told him, I said, you're never going to be able to out-strengthen Mudbone. You're going to have to be fast. You're going to have to be technical. Because he is a ground pound, pick you up, throw you on your head, either with the spine buster or roll the bones. He will rattle every bone in your body. And Kelvin was already saying something about his back being injured. I was like, first off, you said it on social media, which I've never known Mudbone to be on social media.
Right.
But there are Mudbone fans.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I mean, wrestling is so crazy because Eric Layne was getting cheers the other night. And I'm like, you know, I was like the golden boy of professional wrestling in GCW. And, you know, there's a 50-50 when the Brotherhood's out there. They have some fans. I don't care. Cheer for who you want. But, you know, it's not something you want Mudbone to know. It's like being the injured calf or whatever. You don't want the coyotes to smell the blood because Mudbone is vicious. He will take you apart one section of your body at a time. I know he's done it to me. But his power, his intensity, and just prepare yourself, Kelvin. That's all I can say.
You know,
there's nothing like wrestling Mudbone. There's no other wrestler that you're ever going to come into contact with.
You know, I have made a comment as it pertains to two individuals in the world of Global Championship Wrestling that you don't get to the status that they are by being fly-by-night, Johnny-come-lately, flash in the pan. These are two gentlemen, and one of them is not going to be with us this month. I think he may actually be tearing down a prison somewhere. I mean, no, legitimately tearing one down. I'm not kidding. He's not clawing to get out. He's just trying to tear it down, and that'd be Night Prowler. You know, sometimes we are in our own prison. Sometimes I'll get a phone call about that one. The other one is the Night Prowler. The Night Prowler, like I said, probably off tearing down a prison, tearing down Mount Rushmore, tearing up something because he just loves to raise hell and break things.
He chokes on people.
Yeah, pretty much. But the Mystic Mudbone, this is an individual who, and hear me out on this one, this man has transcended traditional stereotypes in professional wrestling as it pertains, and here goes the curtain for a minute, kids. No, this is not Wednesday. This is Tuesday, GCW Radio. Whether you call it babyface or heel, antagonist, protagonist, rudo, technico, fan favorite, rule breaker, whatever, this is a person who, whether or not he has had a manager or a tag team partner or an island unto himself, which he has been for so long, this is a person who has transcended every scenario in pro wrestling to prove the fact that he is genuinely a top-tier talent, regardless of what locker room he comes out of, what affiliation he has. He has been a part of Team Apocalypse. You have teamed with him. You have fought him before on numerous occasions.
Yeah, I've fought him more than we've been together.
Yeah.
You know, he's a great guy to have on your side, but he's different. I'm just going to say that. And you don't want to irritate him.
Oh, hell no. But you do have to respect him. And it's,
I do. I totally. And that's when I'm like, Kelvin, I mean, I'm glad that the show is being promoted very strongly by you, but understand, this is going to be the hardest match you've ever had in your life.
Yep. I have. Very true.
But hey, kudos to the young man having guts enough to say, you know what? It's going to be tough, but I'm going to be there. And, you know, I was like, there's no getting out of it now. You signed the contract, it's on.
You brought up a move that is a signature move for Mudbone, and that is that spine buster, which I have said on camera, I have said it off camera, I've said it in the locker room, I've said it in the office, I've said it on radio and on television. It is genuinely one of the three, and I said three, best spine busters in this industry today. The best of all time, of course, AA Arn Anderson.
Yep.
The second best, 9 times out of 10, Triple H.
Yep.
And if you watch Mudbone Folks, if you are genuinely a student and a pure fan of professional wrestling, and you watch when Mudbone hits and sets, or strike that, reverse it, sets and hits that spine buster, he will dig down deep to get you up and as high as possible. He will pop that back in his hips to get the ultimate rotation going around, and then he will follow you down and plant you. And if you kick out, you're damn lucky. Seriously, hashtag HellDamnAss, you are damn lucky. But like I said, Kelvin,
just hope that you have enough muscle memory to kick out, because he knocked me out, literally knocked me out cold with Roll the Bones. I wasn't even married yet. We were doing a benefit show at Locust Fork High School, and I wasn't married to April yet. She was there enjoying wrestling live for the first time in her life. And she saw me get knocked out. Bernie Kowanowitz smacking me around because he didn't try to pin me. He went for a bag or something. I've got it on film. But yeah, he went for his bag of tricks, and it was nuts. But Mudbone is very, very hard to wrestle. I mean, you better cover up, and fire back when you can.
I've got the perfect one for you, and I know that you will second this sentiment at the drop of a hat. It is as the referees always tell you, whether it is wrestling, whether it is boxing, whether it is mixed martial arts, they always give you the warning to protect yourself at all times. And when you're in the ring with somebody like Mudbone, Big K, I love you, dude. I got a world of respect for you. You are stepping up to the challenge, and I appreciate that more than you know. And kid, that's a shoot. But when that bell rings, protect yourself at all times, if at all possible. Like, this is going to be probably, I'm going to sit back and say this genuinely right now between us and everybody listening. And folks, mark my words on this one. The way that Big K has been progressing, the strides that he has made have been so impressive. He has listened, he has watched, he has paid attention. He continues to train his tail off. This is going to be the biggest test of his young career, and honestly, I think the kid's got the mettle to stand up to the challenge. Whether or not he wins or not is a totally different animal.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
My advice is to try to survive.
But
I'm serious. And I think if he puts you in a submission, don't get your leg or arm broken. It's okay to tap. Don't let your pride get you crippled.
Oh, hell no. Live to fight another day if the situation rolls around. If he, like I said, if he's blessed and if he's lucky and blessed enough, strike that, reverse it, to pull off a win, kid, enjoy this moment. But also take every second as a learning experience, like I know you're going to. I've got all the faith in the world in this kid that he will. I mean, and look, go ahead.
So we got one more to talk about. I know we're getting right here close in the last few minutes. It is a strange match, just because of the characters involved. Cowboy Jack Gunn,
yep,
who we've seen tag team, he's going against P-Dog Mike Posey. I have flashbacks of Mr. Perfect and Rap is Crap.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Gunn wasn't even aware of that because he's so young. I mean, don't let the beard fool you. West Texas Rednecks. I made reference to that at the House of Payne the other day. And Gunn, I made a good look on YouTube. So, it was just, I told him, get ready. He's going to try to get in your head with that rap and all that kind of stuff. But use your power and strength. He's got this thing he calls a double tap. It's hammer fist. Nobody's throwing hammer fist in wrestling today. He does these two hammer fists to the head, and he's got that powerful bulldog, and followed by the clothesline, nice lariat in the corner. I was like, you're never, there again, you try to warn your guys. You're like, Mike Posey's like Plastic Man. It's the most flexible human I've ever met. And, and he's quick, technically sound. Gunn's going to have to try to get on top and pin. That's going to be use his power and don't wear himself out, because Posey will make you run around that ring. Looking like Rocky and Thunderlips.
Yeah, that's one thing I've got to say. Okay, we've talked about before on this product the flexibility and the agility and the technical prowess of P-Dog Mike Posey, and don't let the hip-hop image fool you. Don't let the P-Dog thing rattle your guns, so to speak, Jack. Posey is an individual who has cardio for days.
Yes, he does.
And just to watch him sometimes. And I think, once again, this is going to be a supreme test for Jack Gunn all over again. And once again, another student, House of Payne, right?
Yes.
Now, I'm gonna swerve you for a second, and I'm gonna throw this one out there. You've heard us folks make reference to Big K, who is from the House of Payne, and Jack Gunn, who is from the House of Payne. For everybody listening, everybody has a dream in pro wrestling. If it's your first day watching it, or
is that Bullet Bob calling?
No, it's a her thing. And but Reader's Digest condensed cut, and I'll lay it out there for everybody. If you have a dream of getting inside the ring and becoming a star in pro wrestling, if you want to chase that dream, my tag team partner on this show, he is the man who runs Maddog's House of Payne. If you are, and I always tell people, wait till you're 18 just to be on the safe side. And if you are in a reasonable physical condition, the reason why I say that is I've been told the regimen that you put people through. And you will test their cardio right off the bat. You will test their stamina right off the bat. Because
if you don't have good cardio, you're never making it in this business.
If you have a dream of becoming a professional wrestler, or a manager, or a referee, or an announcer, or a valet, or an announcer, I'll tell you that, because my tag team partner has a degree that focuses in that direction as well. He can show you some of the bullet points. No reflection to Armstrong on that one.
Or the club.
There you go. How can they get in touch with Maddog's House of Payne to get in touch with you about finding out more about the school?
You go to Dan Sawyer on Facebook and send me a message, and I'll give you some info, and we'll get it going. And I can know in 5 minutes if you're just joshing around or you're just wanting to talk. That's fine. But this is a serious business, and I take it very serious. And it's part of my life. It's not just like guys playing softball or going to play golf. This is something I've done for over half of my life, 26 years of my 42. So, I love this business. It's made me hate it many times. But, if you have the passion and desire and the want to, and you got to have the heart, that's part of it. And always get you in good shape. But, always around WrestleMania time, the phones keep ringing and emails fill up and wanting to do it. But, if you want to do it, get in touch with me on social media, Dan Sawyer, Maddog. All right, sir. I know we got Rockford this weekend. Make your plans to be there at 7 o'clock start time, the bell time at 7. You got Chief Corey Shaw, the chief policeman of Rockford, Alabama, and the Body Slam Challenger with Veronica Fairchild, the GCW Ladies Champion. Amber O'Neill's going to be there wearing a mixed tag with Veronica and Mr. O'Hagan. We on the bull stretcher against J.P. McGregor. This weekend, I think Mudbone's taking on Cowboy Jack Gunn. I guess he's trying to get rid of both those guys within the 2-week time period. But come on out and support it. The Dream Chaser, Dylan Cook, Wild Thing, Will Owens, Chris the Hype Henry. It's going to be a great evening. Professional Wrestling with a Cause, Global Championship Wrestling. Check it out on Facebook. But next weekend, we'll be back on next Tuesday night for radio, I assume.
Yes, we will.
And we'll be talking more about Global Warfare 7, the steel cage match for the GCW and the World Tag Team Championship. Mad Justice taking on the Brotherhood in a 16-foot steel cage.
Going to run it down for everybody real quick. Whoop, you okay?
Oh, I'm here.
Okay, gravity works, huh? At GCW Pro Wrestling on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook.com/GCW Pro, Facebook.com/GCW Pro Wrestling, MySpace.com/GCW Pro Wrestling. We are also on LinkedIn and Google Plus as well. And I'm going to let everybody know now. Remember, on the 28th for Global Warfare, cameras will be rolling for our ITV product. Bring your signs, bring your posters, bring your banners, bring your T-shirts, and bring yourself ready to have fun, and you may end up in front of the camera on Global Championship Wrestling, GCW TV. Now, also, let me give you this one to reconsider. Once again, we're going to be back at it next Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Time. Podcast will be available with this show in the morning. I'll let everybody know on that one. But as I was starting to say about the television product, YouTube.com/GCW Pro Wrestling, or I believe it's YouTube.com/user/GCW Pro Wrestling. We also have the ITV product where we plug it in through social media. We also have it on our home, which is GCWPro.com. Tickets are going to be $10 for the event, Global Warfare. Bell time on the 28th is going to be 7:30 p.m. Bell time this Saturday on the 21st is 7 p.m. Now, on the 28th, how can people do advance ringside reservations while they last? Real quick.
GCWmedia@yahoo.com, or call the phone number, which is available, 205-567-6482. Please try to make those calls before 10 p.m. Central. And on the email, those stuff, you can send those at any time or send me messages on Facebook, but preferably GCWmedia@yahoo.com.
Coolness. Folks, I want to thank you for listening. We hope everybody enjoyed the show. Once again, we're going to be back at it. Beyond Ringside's Back to Basics is on hiatus this week. We'll be returning next Tuesday night at 9 p.m. 9 Central, 10 Eastern Time. Got a lot of things in the works for next week, so definitely GCW Radio and Back to Basics back-to-back next Tuesday, the 24th. Mark your calendars, make your plans. This Saturday in Rockford, the 28th in Pell City. Actually, for me, I'm going to be double-shotting on Saturday because I've got a birthday party from 2 to 5 in Clanton. Then I'll be coming straight on over to Rockford.
Okay, it's not a far ride.
No, it's only about 35.
280, folks. You go through Sylacauga and you're in Rockford. So make your plans to be there, and I'll get you that address before the dog takes a sleepy time tonight. How about that?
Not a problem. Folks, we're going to call it a day here at the Radio Ranch for my tag team partner, Maddog Dan Sawyer.
Hey, we'll see you this Saturday night in Rockford, Alabama for Global Championship Wrestling.
I'm the Magic City Motor Mouth, Fast Eddie Layne, saying thank you for joining us, and join us next week as we go ringside and beyond with Global Championship Wrestling. Bye for now.